Right now in China, there is something called a tower rush. So if you ever played any video game, especially I think video games like Dota or League of Legends, there's like these defense towers, and a tower rush essentially means you run up to the tower and you try to take down the tower. But in the context of the CCP or in China, it essentially means that you're almost like you're suicidal in a way, like you're trying to end your own future online. So one of the recent case is that internet users have been using various ways to insinuate what's happening in China. For example, in this one, this is a pressure cooker, right? This is just a simple pressure cooker, and somebody just uploaded this video. And it's a pressure cooker that looks like it's gonna blow up, like it's literally turning red and whatnot. And so in the comments, people are like, "Oh, this is the bravest video of the year, thumbs up." And then this one says, "Is it burning red?" And then the difference here, this comment says the difference between a pressure cooker and a C4 charge is that the C4 has a timer and the pressure cooker doesn't. And so basically they're hinting at the fact that China is like a pressure cooker and things can blow up anytime. And this all happens on Douyin, by the way, like TikTok, but in China. Dude, they speak in code so much. You're absolutely right, Richie. This one here. So this is just a video about some sort of a intelligent brand. In there's a comment that says she. Actually, it's not spelled she, but it's spelled Del, which is like a similar spelling, similar character strokes. And because Xi Jinping's name is Xi Jinping, the opposite of Jinping is Wan Hu, which is like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a different opposites to that of his name. So that's how people can know. And then they put a bunch of emojis, like heart emojis, thumbs ups, claps, and all of these things in between it. And then here it says "ni si," which basically it's a homonym to "you die." And then full price here, the three characters spell full price, actually is another homonym to your entire family. So if you read this entire thing together, it would mean Xi Jinping, your entire family dies. So that's how people are speaking in codes to try to like basically write a comment that's criticizing China. So somebody even made this like Morse code deciphering which letter like means indicating with which number of thumbs up or emojis, right? So for example, A in Morse code is 1 thumb space 3 thumbs. B in Morse code will be 3 thumbs, 1 space, 1 space, 1 space, because it essentially represents the number of dots, right? And then it would be like 3 thumbs, space, thumb, space, thumb, 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 space, thumb. So you have it for all 26 letters of the alphabet, which I think is super creative. So if you want to write certain characters, you'd have to like, go with Morse code like this guy has here. Essentially, you have the thumb, 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 space, thumb, 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 space, thumb, space, thumb, 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 which is X. And then these two make J and P, which are the initials of Xi Jinping. Like, that's super clever, right? And then XT, I don't know what XT means. It probably has something to do with killing him or something like that. And then you also have this. I don't think this is this is because of June 4th. So here, this says love in the June 4th 6-4 class. So June 4th, obviously the 6th month and the 4th day. So it would be 6-4, right? So that's pretty cool. What else is there? Yeah, so people straight up just post photos of the tank man in the comments now. So this is a live stream of the, for those of you guys don't know the meme, but basically Xi Jinping has a nickname called Xi Meat Bun. So because he one time went to this meat bun shop in Beijing called Qingfeng Meat Bun Shop, and since then people started giving him the nickname of meat bun or steam bun steam bun Xi. And then people essentially went to the live stream of this bun shop that they're doing here, selling some sort of a noodle or soupy thing. And then people are like,
非常透亮。这大胃王双人餐呢，就含有这个炒肝啊，老北京经典美食啊。 主播必须尝一口，
Oh, it's like
说的
dripping
都
out.
流口水了
Oh
啊！
my god, it's like dripping up. And then they keep asking, like, did Xi Jinping eat this, or who's gonna eat this? Is it Xi Jinping? Chinese ambassador in Costa Rica just publicly threatened a presidential candidate. Really? That's strange. Commons creative. I know, it's so creative. There's also different ones. Like, for example, you have the ones with the flowers and thumbs up. So again, different alphabets. You have different letters according to the different combinations of the thumbs ups and the flower, the roses. Here is like the complete list. This is actually hilarious. Dude, you're so right. Sorry, nothing. He got too many nicknames because one nickname birth, one vocabulary gets banned. Exactly. So essentially, there's different ways that you can make a nickname for Xi Jinping, and for some reason, it gets used a lot. It gets popularized, and then it gets banned because they realize that you're actually insinuating bad things about Xi Jinping. Oh yeah. So this is so every year in China, the CCP does a New Year's gala, Chinese New Year gala, and they would sometimes release a promotional banner or a promotional image beforehand. So this is the 2026 CCTV, which is Chinese Central Television, New Year's gala event, and that's a poster. Now, notice something weird here, right? So you have this like four little rectangular slash liney, twisty, I don't know, turny stuff, right? Interconnected one after another. I don't know if you guys can tell what this looks like. Can you guys tell? This looks like the 4 tanks that were rolling down the Tiananmen Square. So people thought that like even the Chinese state media people, employees are trying to rush the tower and use creative ways to protest. So this is the one person. Oh, I blocked it here. Hold up. I blocked it. So this is the one person here, right? The guy that stands before the tanks. And here's the photo. You got the white shirt, the black pants, and then the 4 tanks. And then this is like the silhouette of that. It's so good. Dude, this is so creative. And then you have the little guy. And then this is the original version. So I'm like, I saw this, and it's immediately, I'm like, whoa, this is literally the Tank Man image. That's so awesome. So yeah, we have a country of creative people. That's for sure. A conga line. It kind of just looks like the 4 tanks. There was also so something on Chinese social media. Basically, you can have a I don't know what it's called. Like, you know how when you type in Google, you have suggestive words, right? You have like autocomplete. So basically, on the Chinese version, no, the tank guy didn't get run over after the photo. He got pulled away by a bunch of random people, which I believe are plainclothes undercover cops there. And so anyways, so the autofill complete on Chinese social media, they found different versions of Xi Jinping's name, like written differently. Kind of like how you would write, like, you know, certain names in English. Say, I don't know what's a name that's often, like Stephen, right? Stephen can be written with like Stephen with a VEN or Stephen with a PH, or you can write, you know, Stephen with, I don't know, somehow different ways. But essentially, it's like that for Xi Jinping's name. And then like they would try different ways to write that name, and it seems like every time they do, something new gets banned. First time catching you online thanks to quality info from Hungary. Oh, I've been to Hungary. Love the food, but I thought the people were kind of cold. Is that normal for Hungarians? Maybe because they hate tourists, but Budapest was beautiful. I loved it. Winnie the Pooh trying to do something with the toy tank. DK, dude, DK, I miss DK. I don't know what happened to him. He like disappeared. Maybe he's in a jail cell. You know, those like CCP bot armies. They're just like inmates in China. Are the Chinese too focused on Xi Jinping instead of the CCP? Yeah, I think so. I think you're actually, again, great question, Mike. This question, obsession with Xi Jinping. Actually, even if Xi Jinping steps down, the CCP is still the real problem, right? So I think like no matter what, I think you just need to address Xi Jinping. Sorry, the CCP, not Xi Jinping. Um, but yeah, so will the Chinese people ever be free? I think so. I believe it. I don't know. It will. I hope it happens in very soon, within the next 5 years. I hope so. But again, there's a lot of things that causes the regime to last. For example, one is that they've built such a large and extensive resource intensive system on surveillance that they pour a lot of money into for the very purpose of making sure that people do not question the government. And so you still have a huge number of people in China who don't understand what's like, what's outside of China like. So those people, they blindly follow the government, and so they still have some support. Then there's also, you have people who are basically in it for the common interest with the party, right? So people that have made a lot of money because of the materialistic focus of the CCP, that they don't want the CCP to collapse, because if they do, they lose all of the wealth and the resource that they've accumulated. And then you also have people who are essentially just, they don't care. I think that, again, this is because of the decades of CCP political campaigns and movements that have destroyed the demoralized Chinese people and essentially broke their confidence to want something more. That these people essentially just self-censor. They just say, I keep it to myself. I stay in my lane. I stay in my little zone, and I'm okay. And those people, I hope, are the ones who actually wake up, because the lessons of history in just the last 10, 20 years have taught us that it doesn't really matter who the CCP persecutes, right? One day they'll eventually come for you. Like zero COVID was the great example, a lockdown situation, right? Like, yeah, before there were, all these other groups, religious groups, who were being attacked and jailed and arrested in China. And the regular people were like, oh, as long as I don't believe in that, or as long as I don't follow this, I'm okay. But then when zero COVID lockdown happened, everybody in China suffered. Everybody was like a prisoner. So there's no escape for these kind of policies. Like eventually they come after you. So I think when those people realize what's happening, that's when China will get better.